Metal Mike coming at you. Now we're back at that house that we were here yesterday. Now we came here and the owners aren't here today yet. So we're going to have to come back actually to meet with them about the shotgun and the old fishing lures. But in the meantime, there's a few things in the dumpster. Now I always tell you, you always got to get in there and get dirty. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to take you along with me. We're going to see what we can find. So far, I've pulled out an old piece of taxidermy. Looks like an old mounted deer antlers and such. And a couple old nice seashells. That's really about it. But what we're doing is we're just going to forge through here and see if there's anything that we missed yesterday. So bear with me. I'm going to set you up right here. And you're going to live it live. Let's see, we're still running. Alrighty, perfect. Now, what I always tell you, if you're ever in a dumpster like this, let's say that you're in a dumpster and it's packed to the rim. I know you can't see me right now because I'm out of camera shot, but I'm coming back in right now. So let's say this dumpster is filled to the rim all the way to the top. What you want to do is you want to start in one of the corners. I've given you this advice before. You dig straight down, and then basically you just fill behind you as you go. That way you can kind of forge through it the best you can. Sometimes it's really rough and you can't even get in there just because it's just so full. But this one's not bad. There's really not much in here. What we're going to do is we're going to poke around and see if we missed anything yesterday. Like I said, I was here yesterday in the house, in the basement, in the attic, in the garage, and I didn't see that taxidermy. And yet here it was today, right in the dumpster. So, don't mind me. I'm going to dig here for a minute. If I find anything, you're going to see me, unless my camera falls off the corner there. Here we go. Here's a nice, good flea market piece right here. Doesn't look like much. It's just an old military laundry bag. But at the flea market, you can get a couple bucks for something like this. Guys love this kind of stuff. And it's still actually usable on some level. It's pretty clean, no staining. It's got some marking on it. It's got his name on it. It's World War II era, because we know this is a World War II veteran. So that's a find right there. Not much, but something. Also, there's a real strong smell of bleach. You gotta be careful too for old fluids and stuff. Sometimes people throw paint. You just never know what you're gonna step on. So you want to be careful. You don't want to pull something up and get doused in oil or bleach and ruin your day. That's no fun. So what we're doing basically right now is we're just killing some time. There's not much else going on. And we're digging. Like this can right here, I'm going to pass on it. But if you wanted, you could sell this for maybe $1 or $2 at the flea market. Old Christmas items here, or kitchen items. This is probably where that smell of bleach is coming from. So we know we're clear on that. We don't need to worry about it. And here's a great piece. You say, well, it's not that spectacular. It's just an old pool pump, but it's got a nice cord on it. You go ahead, you snip that off. Remember, copper right now, the prices are insane. I always tell you that I don't scrap, but even I've been pulled into grabbing cords. What you do is you just get an old garbage can, you put it in your backyard, you snip it off at the end. I always pull the plug off too, because for some reason they don't like that. So if you got an old couple tin garbage cans, plastic garbage cans, whatever the case, and you got some space in your backyard on your property, it never hurts. Just grab these wires, you build them up, maybe you fill 5 or 6 of them, take them in a couple of years, you'd be surprised what you get for them. So we got that. I tossed my glove over as well, so now we're working with one glove. Like I said, not a spectacular piece, but something. Remember, you gotta climb that mountain slowly. Actually, I'm jumping out. I'm grabbing that glove. I don't want to grab anything. Cut my hand. I've done that before. I've actually been real lucky over the years. I've never stepped on a nail yet. Got to knock on wood for that one, because as soon as you mention it, you know how that goes. And I got my Converse on. I got some really great boots that I normally use, but because it's winter time, it's icy, I kind of need to be a little bit more agile. I should have those boots on. I've got these ones where you can't even, a nail won't puncture it. I invested in them, but they're so odd and clunky, I just find myself never wearing them. Here we go. Just simply an old minnow bucket. You know, buck or two at the flea market, can't go wrong. So what we'll do, we'll put that in our tub, which we found in the dumpster. Let me straighten that camera. Maybe you'll be able to see me. There we go. Alrighty, so far we got a couple electrical cords, got a minnow bucket, a World War II laundry bag, a piece of antler taxidermy, and a couple of real nice old seashells. Not much more to forage through here, but we're going to go ahead and make that effort. Remember, at this point we're going to have to come back here because the owner's not here. And we have to meet him here today because we want to get back in that garage, we want to get those old tools and stuff. Put those right there. Let me show you these other pieces real quick. It's a nice foul piece of taxidermy. Someone will give you $5–10 for that at the flea market. You can put something like that on eBay. Here's a great old tin can. You know everyone collects cans. This is just basically a kill ants, but it's got these great poison skulls on it. Gotta love it. These are nice shells here. Look at that. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, let's see if we can pull maybe one or two more pieces out of here and we'll be pretty happy. Actually, yesterday when I was here, the owner said, oh, there we go, perfect. This is what I was looking for and what I was just bringing up, so speak of the devil. It's just some old trucker hats, but these cap hats and stuff, these are really hot on the West Coast. These 1970 ones where you can see through them like that. Well, there's a whole bag of them here. You can't go wrong. They really are renting anywhere from $5 to $25 a piece on eBay for ones like that. The cap, that's a winner for sure. So we got that. That's a bonus. A whole bag of them. You never know what's going to be in here. There could be a really cool one, maybe an old Mack truck one. Any kind of business orientated, 1970s, 1980s. People eat that stuff up. This strap, I don't know what this is from. It's unique, but the hell with it. We're not going to take it. You don't want to get too crazy, because what you'll end up doing is you'll drown in this stuff. You don't want too much junk. You just want miscellaneous stuff that you can flip out at the flea market and get rid of. So at the meantime as well, whenever you're in a dumpster, you get permission from the owner. And what you want to do is you want to repack the dumpster as you go. So what you do is you fill them behind you, and they're pleased because that makes more room for them to fit more stuff in. If you wanted, there's all kinds of goofy little stuff in here, old weights and stuff. We're going to pass on those. But if you had a second-hand store or something, you could flip them and sell them. Portable chemical toilet. You think it's in there? Sealed up. Jesus, it's brand new. So, another flea market piece, $5–10. In cold weather, though, you got to be careful when you're moving stuff like that because that plastic will just crack. There we go. There's something. Thinking that's not much. Actually, these are highly collectible. Here's an old 1950s. At the very earliest, 1970s rubber ball. But look at the design on that. Hopefully you can see that. The sun's not blinding it out. That's a cool piece. I'm telling you, you never know. $5.25 and up sometimes on eBay. These are the kind of things where it's just hit and miss. In the old days, it was really simple. You basically just look for the antiques and the collectibles. But now, it can be anything. And the worst thing of all, you know, if not, you throw it out later yourself. Big deal. And look at this, ain't taking up no space, right? I always tell you about smalls. Here's an odd piece. You know what this is? This will fit on top of a vehicle. There should be a lens on top of it. Maybe we'll find it. Got the suction cup on the bottom. This is a great piece if we can find that lens. Hopefully it's in here. Frisbee, not a good one, but 1970 ones and earlier are always good. This is made in China, no big deal. Leave that behind. But, like I said, say you have a shop and you just don't have much inventory. Those are things that you can just grab to keep you going, you know? Just to keep new things on the floor for people to look at. Nice piece of wood. Normally I would take it because I could use it to build something with. Not today. Notice I'm kind of compacting it all behind me. That way when the owners come, we can say, hey, we made you more room. They always love that. All right. Bunch of old Christmas ornaments. Roadside auto emergency kit. You know, this is another piece that I could normally take. It's got a nice mallet. It's got a flare in it. You know what? We're going to take it. It's got a bungee cord in it. It's never been used. It's just a good piece for the flea market. Now remember, not big money, but this is adding up, right? A buck here, a buck there. Suddenly you got 25, 30 bucks. You can't complain. Now, if I wanted to, I could also scrap this Christmas light. You can take this to the scrapyard just like this, actually, with the lights and everything. They don't give a damn. Not me, not today. Nice old knife. You got to do your research on pieces like this. You never know. Some of this jewelry can be very valuable. Are you going to grab it? Why not? It's small. The worst thing, we throw it out, right? Down in here, it's just a bunch of old miscellaneous stuff. Here's a cool squirt gun. It's not cracked. It's made in China, so I really can't tell how old it is. More than likely, we're going to leave it behind. There's some old baseballs, softballs in here. We're leaving them. These are great pieces. You're just starting out in the business. See, I think, where did that thing go, that light that I was showing you? I think that that's what this is. Here's a great piece too, just an old wire padlock. You lock your stuff down with that. I think unfortunately, I've buried that piece that I had. I think this fits right on top of it. If we can find it again, if I haven't crushed it. Here it is. Let's take a look. Let's see if this is it. It looks like it, but it's pretty well bent and shot to hell. So we'll leave it. That is what it is. It fits right in there. You see that? Grab it for the hell of it. We'll move it at the flea market this summer. So it's dirty, it's dusty. We're digging. Not finding much, but we're finding a little bit of money. And on a cold day like today, it's actually supposed to be in the 30s, but it just feels bitter out. I don't know what it is. I told you, you start to get delirious when you live in these kind of states. I'm going to leave this. I should grab it, but you know what? It'll just take up more space and be one of those damn things. You've got to be careful. You don't want to be buried in it. You don't want to be 80 years old with all this stuff and you're throwing it out. All right, what do we got here? Oh, nothing. Nice outdoor speaker, megaphone, whatever the hell. This is a great piece. This will get me 10 bucks all day long. This could even be an eBay piece if you want it. You never know on eBay what it'll bring you. You get a couple of people that want something like that, they'll pay well. The bidding starts firing up. There's just all kinds of little stuff that could be used. I'm not taking it, but back in the day when I first started out, boy, I'd take anything that was usable and I'd sell it. I don't have a shop anymore, you know, I'm just selling online, something like this. We're leaving it. Nice tarp. You can never go wrong with something like this. You get a nice piece of furniture, you need to cover it up. I'm leaving it. These gas cans, dime a dozen, but if you want it and you're just starting out, you can grab a bunch of these, line them up at the flea market. As long as they're empty, there's no fluid in it. Don't go wrong. Nope. There we go. Nothing spectacular, but a nice Zebco reel. A couple bucks. The thing I hate about these is the line is always on it. You get wrapped around everything to drive you nuts. Alrighty, so we're almost done. We're getting down to the bottom here. Looks like there's a pool. We don't need that. You know, if you were smart, you'd probably even have one of those dust masks on, or whatever the hell you want to call it. This is some old dirt being generated here. Old wax can. So you gotta be careful. You want to do that extra little bit of foraging. You know, down on the bottom here, there's just a little bit of pile of junk, but you kind of want to poke through it because you just never know. In the old days, some old paintbrushes. Here's something cool though. It's made in West Germany. That's a good sign. Remember we got that easel yesterday? Guy was obviously a painter. This is a nice clean paintbrush. Good eBay piece, small, easy to ship, get you a little bit of money. You never know either. Could bring you even as much as 10 to 20 bucks. So right now I'm down in the bottom. There's not a lot down here, except some dirt and dust. And that's exactly where you want to run your fingers through. Something like this, this will help run through it. As I said, you see I'm stacking it all behind me, making room. I also used to do that back in the day when I first started because, so then when the owners come, you already know that you went through all of this. You pack it real tight and it opens it up for them, so then they got a new place to fill. So then you have to backtrack and start digging at the end and coming forward again. You know that anything new that fresh would come in is going to go right in the hole that you dug for them. So this could be used as anything, a little dolly if you wanted. Not me, it's aluminum, it's actually recyclable. But you know, guys, have the scrap. Oh, there goes the camera. Now I gotta fish you out. Fish you out, kid. There you are, way in the bottom. Still running? Still running it. 18 minutes we've been digging so far. I don't know if the wind blew you over or what. Nice old robin. Will I take that robin from Batman? No, back in the day I would, but I'm just not taking it. I've got too much of that kind of crap. It'll take me a million years to sell it. Nice muffler bandage. I'm not taking it, but you could. It's amazing how time flies. I feel like I've only been in here maybe 10 minutes, but we're already pushing 25. Alright guys, I think we got it pretty much covered. Checked all our, every pocket in here. We're leaving a lot of stuff. but I just don't have the space anymore for it. So we're going to take what we did get, load it up in the van, and we're going to go hit our favorite junk shop over here in St. Paul. So, Metal Mike signing off, always picking, always hunting. Good luck, guys. Get out there and hustle. Hey now.